Hi, and welcome to my final project overview for social media ICM 522 course. My name is Nicole Ramai, and this is my social media campaign focus. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. The focus of my campaign, if you'll go back to my POS strategy, I'm going to continue posting, tweeting, retweeting, and now also pinning stories and hashtags pertinent to the fight against animal cruelty, to animal rescue stories, and to pet stories, because I want to grow compassion towards animals and bring awareness to what's going on with animals today. Originally, I was going to post, alternate between what I consider happy and unhappy posts. And I think that formula works, so I'll continue doing so. I'm going to continue alternating between happy uh, stories followed by unhappy stories, because I noticed that I do get a lot of feedback with the happy stories, and I don't want my campaign to be wholly negative. Um, yes, I want to bring awareness to all the things that are happening, but I think if you skew towards one end, it's just uh, either end, it's just unrealistic. So a good blend of happy and unhappy, what I call happy and unhappy, which is really positive and negative posts about animals, and their situations, really I think hits home. So I'm going to continue to do that, and I'm also going to continue to promote and direct viewers to my blog as well as to other charitable organizations for animals, because my primary goal is really to get people to donate uh, to these initiatives to protect animals. So, looking at the details for this week and next week, um, we are, this is Thanksgiving week, and we are, these are great events to kind of promote the things that I want to promote, which is awareness for animals. And I'm gonna, this week, my focus, according to my content management calendar, is to focus on elephants uh, and on the upcoming Thanksgiving event. I'm going to focus on elephants and their social needs, and with regards to why they should be in sanctuaries as opposed to zoos. And I'm also going to play um, a game with pictures of elephants, and like on Twitter or on Facebook, and try to get people engaged in the conversation by having them guess what type of what type of elephant is showing on the picture. And I think that's a great way to get people engaged in the details of the information that I want them focused on. Next week, I'm going to continue focusing on animals, but my focus is really going to be on sponsoring or adopting animals. Um, and with regards to that, it's going to really push donations, especially for Giving Tuesday. I'm going to next week post a couple of facts on the sponsoring or adoption process. Make people aware how easy it can be. And if you're obviously not a type of person to adopt, then you would be definitely ideal for sponsoring, and I don't think people are aware of that. Um, so I'm going to do that, and I'm also going to push some quizzes on donation statistics, just to get people more engaged. And even though it's Tuesday, Giving Tuesday, next week, I'm going to focus on this all of next week, and this will bring in my or bring in my final project. So these two items are what I'm focusing on this week and next week. And let's go on to the next slide. Okay. All right. So the importance um, of this topic for the community, of course, is to help drive donations towards various animal charities. It's also going to, most importantly, raise awareness for the care and proper treatment of animals. You'll see a screenshot of my blog, um, posting information on um, the endangered species, critically endangered species list. I did 5 blog posts last week on that. So it's important, and it's relative to um, what I'm focusing on, and so I'm glad that I am using these initiatives or these holidays, for example, to push through my message for my community. Moving on, the subject matter is, of course, going to be pets, endangered animals. Um, I'm going to really touch on any news, current events that are talking about animal cruelty, animal rights, um, animal rescues, and of course, animals mimicking human behavior, which, by the way, is actually one of the most popular type of um, subjects that get tweets and retweets and favorites, as well as likes on Facebook, and even pins or followers if I pin that up on my board on Pinterest. So it's very popular because and I think it's very relevant because it helps people to relate more towards animals, because they can see that, oh, well, they mimic our behavior, they're just like us. So I'm actually gonna continue using that subject um, or topic in in my campaign. Moving on. Right, so the hashtags that I'm using, for right now, I'm using elephant. I'm using a lot, as a matter of fact, but these are some of the ones that I'm using more of. I'm using animals, pets, elephants, dog, cat, fight poaching, rhino, humane, and now I've started using Thanksgiving and Giving Tuesday. So it's quite a bit, but I think it gets the message across, and I'll continue using these. Now, my key influencers, I've noticed the more you use, or the more I use um, these social media platforms, and the more I get used to it, the more I see, or the more I'm able to identify key influencers. So, PETA, for instance, 540,000 followers. Um, actually, World Wildlife Fund, the last on my list, actually has, I think, 1.5 million followers. So these are really important key influencers. Um, the Dodo on Facebook, the Humane Society on both Facebook and Twitter, um, Protect All Wildlife, the Animal Welfare Network, Huffington Post, PETA, Animal Abusers. These are all very important key influencers to my campaign. Moving on, the platforms I am planning to use. Of course, Facebook is my lead because I'm more familiar with it. Twitter is the secondary as I'm getting more familiar with it. My blog post and Pinterest. I am also using Google Plus, but I was having technical difficulties in posting, and I just want to mention this really quickly because it's very important. For my campaign, it's I work full time, and yes, of course, I'm going to school as well. But um, for for me, it's important to have ease of access and be able to post things quickly and easily as you see them coming. And I do use my mobile device quite a bit for that. And I am having issues using my or accessing my because probably because I'm not very familiar with social media, but I'm having an issue accessing the Google Plus business page that I created for my community, or the community page I created, um, to post directly to it. I find it, it's always directing me to my actual personal account, and I'm able to post on there. That's why I find it easier to use Facebook, because I can post from my page, community page. Same thing with Twitter, Pinterest, and of course using my blog. Um, being able to use it on my phone is very important. So that's something to think about uh, going going forward. If we take a look at my results so far, we'll see that there's activity, and that's the most important thing for me. I consider it a win-win situation so long as there's some type of activity going on. Um, I have quite a few likes on Facebook. If you look at the analytics, and you see the drop and the increase in post reach, all dependent upon the type of post that I put out there, which I find interesting. Um, so, looking at these, you'll see that I just posted one for Thanksgiving about my dog, or about a recipe to give dogs on Thanksgiving, and it's reaching quite a few people, which I like, and it's something that I'm definitely going to record for um, my final. But yes, um, my goal is that I want to continue to receive likes on Facebook for specifically the in these 2 weeks, the Thanksgiving hashtag and the Giving Tuesday hashtag. Um, uh, Likewise, I want to receive more favorites and retweets on the same hashtags. Um, but I think most importantly, I want to help increase donations to charitable organizations this week and next week. And I think this is the ideal time, especially during this holiday season. Um, it's the perfect time to kind of push and promote um, giving and donations. So I want to increase donations to charitable organizations for animals with those hashtags. And I mean, how I would be able to um, uh, track that and see how well I'm doing with that is really just through the likes and the um, retweets and favorites. I'll tag on the donate hashtag to Thanksgiving and Giving Tuesday and see what posts and how these posts are reaching people. And as long as it reaches people, I think it will be a success. So I apologize for being overly long, but I just wanted to give a detailed information, make sure I pointed to all the or answered all the questions as per what's on the Part 1 campaign focus of the final project for Module 13. So um, I think I've hit everything, and I thank you for your time, and I hope you found this informative. And that's it. Thanks.